Hey guys, good morning and welcome to our Saturday Mega Wellness. We are streaming live here on Facebook. It is our Saturday Mega Wellness show. I'm Dell from Omega Sports. I am joined today by some great guests. Say hello to Todd Shields, our regional market manager. Good morning, Todd.
Good morning.
He's actually in his store in North Hills in the Triangle. He's come in to do some work, but he marked some time today to make sure that he could tell you about some good information of some things we're doing in our community. And of course, if you joined us for our sneak preview, we've got Stephanie. Hey, Stephanie, how are you today?
Good morning.
Good morning. Stephanie is the proud owner and yoga instructor of Rise and Flow Yoga in Greensboro. Today, Stephanie, you're going to be taking us through a yoga session that is really geared towards runners, correct?
That's right. Yep.
All right. Well, we want to thank everyone for joining us today. Just real quick, I got to do some business here. I want to make sure that every one of our viewers know that we sent out an email this morning that has some good information that I want to make sure everyone knows about. I know Todd's excited about it. So first, starting with our Brooks Rebel 3, make sure you guys are checking your email and going to omegasports.com. Thank you guys so much for really supporting us during this time. We have a lot of online orders coming through. The Rebel 3 from Brooks is now less than $80. Make sure you go online. We're taking a closer look at that shoe in our email today and in social. So if you want to follow us today, we're going to be really spending some time really pumping up our Rebel 3 from Brooks because it is less than $80. And then there's a new initiative that we're launching today with Corksicle. Corksicle reached out to us. They wanted to make sure that we knew and that we could participate in a great new support local initiative that they're launching. So again, open up that email, check the email out, click on it. We've got a special landing page that we created that talks more about how if you are shopping for Corksicle, if you're looking for great gifts for things like graduations, Mother's Day, make sure you're going online, click that email, and then find out how Corksicle is going to help benefit your local neighborhood sports store, Omega Sports. So before we get into our interview with Todd, Stephanie's jumped off the screen. She's getting ready for her yoga session. She is, of course, streaming out of Greensboro today in her home. So she's getting set up. So I want to welcome Todd to the screen here. Todd, I know you've been with Omega for what, over 20 years now?
21 years, yeah. It'll be 22 in August.
Okay, well, great. Well, I wanted to give you an opportunity. I invited you onto the show today to give you an opportunity to talk about a really great initiative that we've been doing with Hoka One One to really help, gift some wonderful shoes and footwear to some of the folks that need it the most, and that would be our healthcare warriors, correct?
Correct, yeah. I was really fortunate to get to work with Hoka One One. Like started an initiative like to reward who we're calling the healthcare warriors, like the health workers who are on the front lines. So they actually they gave us the opportunity to gift like several pairs of shoes. I reached out to Wake Med to the emergency department, and I was able to take some like the names and shoe sizes of some doctors, like some respiratory therapists and nurses, and I was able to outfit like several of them in shoes and just gift them the shoes. And so that was fantastic.
Yeah, I think it's important. We've done this in other markets. Dan Keller helped us really kind of bring this together. He's a regional market leader out of Charlotte. He worked with Hoka One One to really make sure that we knew what we were doing and that we were actually not just saying, hey, we've got these great shoes for you, but we were working very closely with partners to say, okay, who are the nurses? What are the sizes? Let's make sure, because proper fit is very important. So you actually got to work with Wake Med Hospital and a doctor there to really make sure that we were not just saying, hey, we're giving these shoes away, but really fit them perfectly.
Yes, exactly. Yes. Yeah. I reached out to like a buddy of mine, and I was able to get the names and the sizes and everything. And so it was a really nice day to be able to go over there and hand those over. I didn't get to be there, when they showed up, but I've already had a few of the doctors kind of reach out to me and say thank you for that. So it was just an awesome initiative.
Yep. I want to make a quick comment on today. I know you're there in the North Hill store and you're getting online orders ready. You've got some curbside pickup orders that are coming through. But today, your camera production crew is your wife. Is that correct?
That is correct. That is correct. Yes.
So if there are production issues today, it is clearly the on-camera talent, not the production crew. Is that correct?
That is correct. Yes.
All right. Well,
It's
we want to
all
thank
on me right now. Yes.
Yeah, we want to thank her for joining us today and kind of helping out with the camera. We are streaming live, so if we run into some issues, please forgive us for some audio and some delay in the video. But Todd, before I let you go, I really wanted to just have a moment to talk about what does it mean to you? You're a 21-year employee of Omega. What does it mean to you to work with the brand, a local company like Omega that does so much meaningful work in our communities?
It means a ton. I started 21 years ago. I've got to watch like Omega grow. I've got to watch brands like Hoka One, watch them grow as well. To see like the industry grow. Like to see the reputations grow and to be able to grow to like the status and the stature that we can have a partnership like this, that we can actually like provide this opportunity to help others. It just means a ton to me.
Yeah, and certainly our market leaders and our staff build those bonds and those those feelings with the community. So when really the community asks, we at Omega, we really kind of step up, usually on a regular basis. So this is nothing new to us. So I want to thank you for 21 years of doing that, and obviously with what's happening in the world right now, more than ever, it's great to know that local businesses are giving back. So I want to thank you for that. But I think before we go, I want to do a little shout out to Hoka One, because this is not new. I mean, medical professionals see this brand as the choice. I mean, it is a top brand for a lot of these medical professionals that are on their feet all the time, both in their running footwear, but also in their recovery footwear as well. So Todd, I just wanted to give you a moment to talk about, I know you have serviced and helped nurses and doctors for years, really kind of introduce them to this fantastic brand.
Yeah. I've got to see the brand grow. Early on, it was a brand that we would have to introduce and teach and everything. And now we're having a lot of others come in. They know about the brand. They've heard about the brand. So they're coming in and they're asking for it. It was actually like 3 or 4 days before, like the stay-at-home order. And like we received a phone call at the store, which specifically asked if we had Hoka One. And then when the customer arrived, it was about like an hour and a half later, and they had driven from Goldsboro, and she was actually a nurse who had just gotten back into North Carolina from helping in Massachusetts, where she was helping like with COVID-19 patients. And so she, in her shift work, like she realizes that her feet were hurting, that her shoes were worn out. So she actually drove up to Raleigh, like to see us, like to search out this brand specifically and everything like that. So their reputation is stellar in like the medical circles. They just make a great product that really helps people a lot. So.
Well, that's awesome. Again, thank you so much for what you're doing. This is part of our Omega Cares initiative. We're partnering with Hoka One. We've got some more surprise footwear drops that we're going to be doing in other markets throughout North Carolina. So stay tuned for that. Todd, I know you got a busy day today. Thanks for coming in on a Saturday to do this live stream with us. I just want to give you a quick shout out. You've got some friends that are watching us online. Rashawn says, hey. Bill says, great job, Todd. So you got some friends joining us today. Clearly, you're respected in the Omega world and, of course, in our community. So thank you so much. I'm going to let you get to your day. And as we transition, we're going to get Stephanie now ready to do a yoga session for runners. Thanks, Todd.
Thank you.
All right. So Stephanie is going to be setting up. She's getting her positioning correct. Ready to do some yoga, some movements, some key movements. I think we're going to spend about 12 to 15 minutes doing some yoga with Stephanie as she's getting positioned. Stephanie, I see you're already on your mat.
Yeah, I'm ready to go.
All right. Before you start, I just want to give you a quick shout out. Of course, you are a local business owner, and right now you have a beautiful studio in Greensboro that is unfortunately not able to bring attendees into your business, but you've been very innovative. You're offering interactive courses online. So anyone who's interested in yoga, anyone who's interested in the movements, or just kind of learning more about what Stephanie and her team offer, you can always go to riseandflowllc.com. Stephanie, you have like tons and tons of interactive classes available. Is that correct?
That's right. Yeah, from just your normal vinyasa yoga to power yoga to restorative yoga. We also have what we call yoga playground for kids and their parents to just have fun and explore some yoga postures. So we have a wide range of classes that are suitable for any level.
Well, fantastic. So I'm going to jump off screen because I know people want to just listen and watch your yoga movements. I do want to let people know, Stephanie's doing these movements. So at times we may have a little audio issues. So just hang in there with us. But Stephanie's going to take you through the movements. If you are able to do the movements with her, fantastic. Or this is an opportunity for you to just kind of get the knowledge and then kind of apply them when you have the time and you have the space to do it. All right, Stephanie, the mat is yours.
Thank you. Well, good morning, everyone, and happy Saturday. What better way to start the weekend than with a good yoga flow? I love what Dell and Todd were saying about our frontline heroes and how they're doing some phenomenal work for our community. And so if you know of anyone who is a frontline hero, make sure you show them lots of love, check in on them. I have my sister, she's actually a nurse, and she is absolutely tremendous in what she does, and it definitely takes a special person to take care of people, especially during this time. So thank you, Omega, and Hoka One for all that you guys are doing to support our local and frontline heroes. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. So most runners and athletes in general, or even for nurses and people in the medical field, we're standing on our feet for hours and hours on end. And so lots of times the tops of our feet begin to get tight, our hamstrings get tight, and our hips get tight too. So this morning we're going to open up all of those parts of our bodies. So we're starting on just sitting on our knees, and we have the tops of our feet pressed into our mat, and our hips are sitting on our heels. You can kind of see how I'm sitting. Okay, so now if this is uncomfortable for you and you're like, oh my goodness, I feel the tops of my feet being tight already, you can always use a blanket and place it right up under your feet to relieve some of that tension and tightness in your feet. So let's just take a moment to breathe. Take a full breath in. Exhale, let it go. Take a full breath in and let it go. Good. I always love just starting with a couple of breaths. So from there, we're actually going to come into tabletop position. So we're on all fours. Your wrists are directly under your shoulders. We're not like sinking into our shoulders. We're really pushing through. We have our knees hip distance apart on our mat. Okay, so from here, I just want you to take a breath in and let it go. Good. Now step your right foot in between your two hands. Okay, and if you have to come onto your fingertips to get there, that is totally fine. And if you have any stress or tension in your knee, or if it's not comfortable to have that left knee down on your mat, you can always tuck a blanket up under that knee to support it. It's good for stability and just for some good cushion too. So from here, you're going to send your hips forward. And it's really important that you make sure your ankle and your knee are in line with one another. So you don't want to have your knee going over the ankle. You want to make sure all of your joints are completely stacked. And look straight ahead, draw the shoulders back, right? We're really putting weight in our hips. You should feel a stretch in your top left quad and the right hamstring, and it's opening your hips. And remember, breathing in, breathing out. Now, grounding your hands into your mat, go ahead and send your hips towards the back of your mat, straightening that right leg. Flex the right foot. Now you are on the heel of your foot. So if your hamstring is open, like mine, you can fold over it, right? But if it's a little tight, you can bring your hands to your hips and hang out here. And as the hamstring begins to open, you'll be able to fold a little bit more over and over that leg. Remember to breathe. Good. Now send the hips forward. Right, we're going to ground our hands back into our mat. Bring the right foot back into our tabletop position and start over and do the opposite side. So pause here, take a full breath in and let it go. Good, then step the left leg in between your two hands. Good, send your hips forward. So remember, you want to have that ankle and knee stacked. If the knee is over the ankle, walk the foot up just a little bit to make sure it's nicely stacked. And then go ahead, take a peek at that back foot. Make sure it's straight and not lopsided. And breathe. Breathing in, breathing out. Good. Now send your hips towards the back of your mat, straightening that left leg. Lift the right foot, flexing the foot. Now you're on the heel of your leg and breathe. Remember, no two sides of your body are ever truly the same, right? So give your body grace. If this side is a little bit tighter than the right, that's completely normal and it's okay. You can bring your hands to your hips and hang out here or fold over as that hamstring begins to open. Right? Never force folding over it. You don't want to pull anything in your hamstring. Good. Now send the hips forward. Good. Ground your hands into your mat. Come back into your tabletop position. Good. Take a pause here. Breathing in, breathing out. All right. So now we're just going to sit on our heels and we're going to transition into hero pose, which is actually one of my favorite poses. I love it because there's so many different ways to get into it. So I'm going to show you the front side of my body, and then I'm also going to show you the back side so you can kind of see how my hips are hovering in between my heels. So in hero pose, your knees are hip distance apart. So remember, you have those hip bones, and you want your hip bones to align with your knees, okay? And then you want your feet, okay, making sure you can see me. You want your feet to be on the outside of your hips. So you really want to have your hips hovering over your yoga mat, okay? So you're in hero pose. Now, in this moment, if you feel like the tops of your feet are super tight, go ahead, grab your blanket and place it under your body so that your feet have a little cushion. So you can start here, placing your palms on your thighs. So you'll feel a stretch literally all the way down your legs, from your quads to your knees, to your shins, to the tops of your feet. And then rest here, rolling the shoulders up, back, and down. Take a full breath in, full breath out. Good. Now, if your body is like, oh, I can go a little bit further, take it further. Bring your hands directly behind your feet. Your fingers are facing your hips. Once you're there, draw your shoulders together, right? Opening up that chest. Looking up and breathe. Breathing in, breathing out. Now, if you're ready to go even further, you can come down to your forearms, right? So gently bringing your body down. all the way to your mat. And I'll turn sideways so you can kind of see where my body is. Remember to honor your body, right? Being here, and being on your forearms is all hero pose, right? So there's no better way than the other. They're all the same pose. There's just different levels. You can also have like a block behind your head to rest your head on. And eventually you can come down to the crown of your head and breathe. When you're ready, let your nose guide you, right? Let your nose guide you forward, coming to the palms of your hands, right? Letting your nose guide you, fold all the way over, bringing your forehead down to your mat. Wrapping your arms around your body, and just breathe. Full breath in, full breath out. It's rising out of hero pose. Coming to any seated position. If you're ready to kind of give your feet and your legs a little break, just stretch them out in front of you. Swish your feet side to side like they're waving at someone. Roll your ankles around. And then come to a seated position on your mat. Bring your hands to heart center. Always take time to breathe, to ground yourself, whether it's on your yoga mat or running on the pavement. Remember to honor your body in all ways. Namaste. Thank you guys so much.
Stephanie, thank you so much. We appreciate it. Namaste to you as well. Namaste. While you're catching your breath, I want to just encourage our viewers. I see some folks out there already giving you love. I want to have folks congratulate you on a great session, giving you even more love. I know I see Shaquilla, Barbara, Nicole, Jaunt, Ebony. A lot of folks are online right now showing you some love. I want to make sure you feel it. So guys, while you catch your breath and we get ready for a quick question or Q&A with Stephanie, I want to let you guys know, stay tuned because we do have one more stretch. Isn't that right, Stephanie? We got one more stretch we want to show you guys. We actually are being joined by Dr.Clay Sankey of True Motion Therapy. He's the owner and doctor of chiropractic from True Motion Therapy. He's considered Charlotte's chiropractor, and he is an avid runner. So a lot of the local runners in Charlotte know Dr. Sankey. So we want to end with his actual extra stretch that's going to be on the plantar fascia. Hopefully I said that correct. But Stephanie, while I see you got a little friend back there.
Camille.
Camille's happy that mom's done with yoga, huh?
Yeah.
Let's give Camille some love, everybody online. There you go. Stephanie, before we let you go, I want to make sure that folks know, number one, this is a yoga session that you designed for runners. It's really just kind of to really make sure that they're stretching correctly and that they're creating great movement, correct?
Yes, yes. Runners oftentimes, I was chatting with you earlier about having a good balance between strength training and also having or supplementing your workout with some form of yoga, right? You want to encourage your body to be strong, but you also want to encourage your body to have some flexibility and mobility too. And yoga is such a great supplement for that.
Excellent. Well, again, Stephanie, I want to remind folks that if you are interested in learning more about the different sessions that Stephanie offers with her company, Rise and Flow, you can go to riseandflowllc.com. Stephanie has a host of interactive sessions that she can make available to you guys. You've got everything for kids. Is that correct? You have a kids session?
That's right. Yeah.
Yep. So definitely go up and see riseandflowllc.com. Stephanie, you're going to be back with us next week, right? But this time it's a little different, correct?
Yes, it'll be a little different. We'll focus on meditation. I know people have so many questions about what is meditation and how do I do it. Anyone can really do it. There's just some simple, basic foundations to get it started.
Well, that's fantastic, especially in times like this when people are stressed and there's a lot going on in the world and lots of things that, just look sometimes bleak. It's nice to just be grounded and find that center of peace. Is that correct?
Exactly. That's exactly
See, I'm already
right.
talking like a yoga person.
I know, look at you.
All right,
I love it.
So Stephanie, thank you again. We'll see you next Saturday. Right now, I want to go ahead and toss it over to our friend, Dr. Clay Sankey of True Motion Therapy. He's going to take you guys through a very critical stretch, I believe, for a lot of runners, and that is on the plantar fascia.
For today's stretch of the day, you get a 2-in-1. We're going to be stretching the plantar fascia, tissue on the bottom of the foot, and then another muscle on the lower leg called the tibialis anterior. So to stretch that PF, I'm going to be working on my right one here. You're going to cross your right leg over your left, take your right hand, the heel of that right hand, and put it on the underside of the toes, pulling your toes and your ankle back, getting a nice stretch on the bottom of the foot. Now, while we're in this position, we're also going to stretch that tibialis anterior. You're going to pull the foot in the opposite direction, and then think about pulling the bottom of the foot up towards you so you make a bow shape with this lower leg and ankle, and you should be getting a nice stretch in the front of that leg and ankle.
Thank you for joining us. He is going to be with us on future Mega Wellness shows. So we're super happy. I do want to remind folks, if you're in Charlotte, he is actually open. He is taking patients. So you can reach him at truemotiontherapy.com. He's going to be back with even more stretches. If you're following Dr. Sankey with True Motion, definitely check him out on Instagram. He has a lot of videos that he puts together, just like this one, that talks about different stretches and different movements that you need to have, especially for runners or just folks that just need that little extra, personal support that they can do for themselves at home. So he has a lot of great content that I'd encourage you guys to check out. So once again, I want to thank you guys for joining us. This is our Saturday Mega Wellness. We're doing this every Saturday morning. We want to make sure that we're being helpful to all of you guys that are at home. We are, fingers crossed, working on our reopening. So as the ability to reopen becomes more of a green light for us, our teams are working really, really hard to make sure that not only do we have a safe shopping experience for you in all of our stores, but a enhanced shopping experience. So we're really excited about some of the new things. You guys have actually taught us how to even serve you even better. So we've learned, and we're following, and we're making some adjustments. So you guys have a great weekend. Thanks for joining us. Again, we want to wish you guys safety. We want to wish that you're staying active and healthy. And then, of course, at all costs, please be well. All right. We'll see you next Saturday.